Hi there, thank you for stopping by. My name is Daniel and I collect stamps. Today we continue sorting through the set of stamps we started sorting through in the last video. We got quite a few left, so let's dive right in. Our first stamp is for France. It has a denomination of 30 centimeters and features design called Sower. There are three different variations of this design. First had lines in the background and setting or rising sun. I assume it's rising sun. The second design does not have any lines in the background or rising sun, but that one has ground under the feet of the sower. And the third design is the one we have that also doesn't have any lines or sun in the background, but it also doesn't have any ground under the feet. So design number is 22. This design was used in the period between 1906 and 1937. 30 centimeter cent was issued in three different colors: orange, red, cerise, light blue, and copper red. In my personal collection, I have all three stamps of this variety: orange, red, cerise, light blue, and copper red. The stamp we are trying to identify looks like somewhere between red and the copper red. And again, the camera doesn't show the colors properly, and just my eye can see this is more resembles the color of the copper red than the one of the red. So I can say the color of the stamp is copper red. Now that we have identified the color of the stamp, we can identify the catalog number, which is number 174. Has minimum value and 25 cents, just slightly over minimum value, but still a cheap stamp. It is very common, can be found in many collections. It doesn't look, it looks pretty good from the front, and I don't see any issues on the back of the stamp. So this is a quality stamp. I think we can sell it in our store. Again, the value probably will be 10 cents, but still a nice stamp. Here we have another French stamp, denomination 10 centimeters, featuring Mercury. Design number is A93, and this design was reissued once more. First time it was printed, this inscription in the upper left corner says Republique Française, and the second time it was printed, the inscription was changed to Postes Françaises. So the stamp we're trying to identify has a Republique Française in the upper left corner. This stamp was issued in 1938 and has denomination has value of 20 cents. It appears to be pretty solid on the front. Let me flip it over. However, on the back we see this creases, one over here and one over there, and also some toning here. So this is not a quality stamp. And I do have this stamp in my personal collection. This is a copy I have. So we are going to send this one into our penny bin. Here's another French stamp featuring Abbé Homais in Cayenne. Pardon my French again. It has a denomination of 50 francs. Design number 216, catalog number 674. Again, used condition, it has minimum value, but it's pretty nice stamp. I can see it's pretty solid stamp. Doesn't have any damage, doesn't have any faults. Pretty nice cancel, light, and doesn't cover any other stamp. I have this stamp in my personal collection. This is the stamp I have, which is mint and never hinged. You can see any hinge mark here in the back. So it's pretty nice stamp. I prefer it that way. That's my favorite condition, like superb type. I'm going to send this one for sale in my store. And this is our last stamp from France in this batch, featuring Island of Guadeloupe, denomination 8 francs. Design number 8302. It was issued 1957. Catalog number 850. Again, it has minimum catalog value. The front of the stamp looks good. The cancel is a bit heavy. It features a slogan cancel, which is a area of study of its own. People do collect slogan cancels, but they have to be on. They have to see the full cancel, and probably most likely it has to be on the cover. So this doesn't add to the value, but I mean, it doesn't distract much too. Let's check the back of the stamp, and I don't see any issues there. No faults, so this is a quality stamp. I do have a copy of this stamp in my personal collection, and this is how my stamp looks. However, I look at the back of my stamp and I see there's a couple of folds. There's a thin right there, and there's some toning from a piece of tape. So probably just I'll replace this stamp with the new stamp we found in my collection, and send this one to a penny bin. Our next stamp is from Hungary. Magyar is a native name of Hungary, and this stamp has denomination 12 fillers and featuring Thomas Ezzi. It was issued in 1947, has design number 145 and catalog number of 818. Also has a minimum value for a used stamp. You can see the cancel right here, so it's a used stamp. I have several copies of this stamp. This is the best copy I have, and it looks like the one we found is actually of better quality than the one I have. It has much cleaner cancel. So I probably will take this new copy and replace it in my collection, and take the old one and sell it. Our next stamp is from India. The denomination is 2 annas, and it is an official stamp from the back of the book. It has a design number official 9, and this design was reissued a couple more times, but for other 2 reissues they used different denomination. It's actually different currency. It was the currency of NP, Nea Pias, if I'm correct. No, that was not correct. It's Ney Pais. Denomination 2 annas was issued in 1950 and has minimum value. The stamp looks pretty good on the front, but yeah, I was correct. It has a sticky tape on the back, so it's not a quality stamp. Our next stamp is from Ireland. Éire stands for Ireland in Old Irish. Has a denomination of 4 pence and features the coat of arms of Ireland. It is design number 83 and was issued twice with 2 different watermarks. So to figure out what catalog number this one belongs to, we have to check it for watermark. The first watermark has letter E and letter S inside letter E, and the second one is just plain letter E. It is a little harder for you to see, but our stamp has watermark E. It does not have S inside this watermark. Watermark E is watermark 262, and this corresponds with the second issue of this stamp, which is number 112. It has a value of 40 cents, which is a little higher than the minimum value, but still not an expensive stamp. The cancel looks a little heavy on the front. Let's see if it has any issues on the back. The back of the stamp looks good, and I don't see any folds. Besides, slightly heavier cancel. This is pretty good stamp. There's very tiny ink losses right there, but you can barely see that with your naked eye. You can actually don't see that with your naked eye. I have a copy of this stamp in my collection. This is a copy I have. Also have some missing ink spots here and there again, as you can see on the camera, but I don't see that with my eye. I'll keep the copy I have, and I'll sell this one in the store. Our next stamp is from Italy. Denomination 20 lires, featuring fishermen. The design number is 306, design series called Italy at Work. This design was issued twice, first in 1950, and the second time in 1955, 1957, but the second issue did not have any stamps with denomination 20 lires. This leaves us with only one possibility for this stamp, Scott number 557. It has minimum value. Again, this stamp looks pretty good from the front. Let's check the back. And the back looks also pretty good. Well, actually, check this out real quick. It looks like there is a crease or some kind of damage here in this area right there. Let me examine a little better. Yeah, there's a little bit of crease or something going on in this area. Cannot really see it on camera, but you can see it under different light condition. So this is not a quality stamp. I have this stamp in my collection. This is a copy I have, and I also have a copy, actually several copies in my store. So don't forget to check out my store. I collect stamps. If you can find a number of stamps there, some you may like actually. So this stamp is going to join our penny lot. Our next stamp is from Japan. It has denomination of 5 yen. And Japan is kind of difficult to identify because of the characters they use, the Asian characters. But you can identify it by this character resemble number 8. It's a 4. Has 4 characters in the name of the country, and the first one looks like letter 8. Other Japanese stamps may have wording Nippon in Latin letters, and also has a chrysanthemum like the one we saw in another episode. This stamp has design number 362, depicting Mandarin ducks. Cute little ducks, and it has a catalog number of 611. It also comes in booklets, different booklets, some other booklets issued under different catalog numbers here, but this stamp was only issued in 5 yen denomination. It has minimal value and has some condition issues. You can see it looks like a crease here. There's also some scratch or something over there. Let's flip it over. Yeah, you can kind of see the crease right here along this corner right there. So this is not a quality stamp. This will go into our penny lot. We have another Japanese stamp here, denomination 75 yen, depicting butterfly, and we can recognize this stamp that is from Japan by this character that represents, looks like number 8. Design number is 373, and it was issued in 1956. Scott number 622, and has a value of 55 cents, which is a little higher than anything else we've seen so far. However, there is another stamp that resembles very close to this stamp. The only difference between the two is the wording of Nippon that was added to the later issue of this design. So this is the only way you can identify the difference between the two. This is a pretty nice looking stamp. I mean, the cancel is a bit heavy, but it's not obstructing most of the stamp, and it looks pretty good on the back. I don't see any issues with it. A little while ago I sold most of my Japanese stamps, all of my collection, to raise some money. I don't really have much left, so I may start building this one back up. I don't have this one in my collection yet, so I'll just add this one to my collection. Our next two stamps are from Netherlands. They're from the same series, celebrating Queen Juliana. They have denomination of 5 cents and 15 cents respectively. This set had design number 76, and it was issued in 1949. It was later reissued in 1950, 1951, but it's only 3 stamps and they don't have denomination of 5 or 15 cents. So these stamps have catalog numbers of 306 for 5-cent stamp and 310 for 15-cent stamp. Both are minimum value stamps and looks to be in pretty decent condition. Let's check them one by one. The 5-cent stamp looks decent on the front, has a pretty light cancel. The back of the stamp looks good. I don't see any issues there, no damage. Yeah, it's a quality stamp. This is a stamp I have in my personal collection. It's also a pretty good stamp. I like the cancel on this one, just in the corner. However, it has a kind of short perforation here. Let me check the back of it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, I'm probably gonna keep the one I have, and we'll send this one to our store. All right, let's take a look at our 15-cent stamp. Doesn't look bad from the front. Let's check the back. Yeah. I don't really see any issues with the back. Let me just check a spot right here under the higher magnification. Yeah, I'll look at it through my high resolution magnifying glass, and this looks like a tear right here. So this is not a good quality stamp. And I do have this stamp in my personal collection. This is a copy I have. Let's check it out. It looks pretty good on the back, so it's a nice solid copy. It's very light cancels. So this is the one I'm going to keep in my collection, and this one's going to go into our penny lot. Our next two stamps are from Norway. They're from the same set, and we've seen that one before in the previous episodes. Norge stands for Norway in their native language. This is a symbol of Norway, and these stamps have denomination of 15 and 25 ores. And if you've seen my one of my other episodes about this stamp, it comes in different designs. And let's take another look at these designs they come in. The first design was very similar to the one we have, but it has this line between words or and post. We don't have this line in our stamp. Their next designs, one has Svalbard 1925 written over at the top of the stamp, and this next design is actually the one we have right here, very similar to this. I mean, this is a design A16, but there's also a couple more designs we want to look at because they're also kind of resembles this design. So to avoid confusion, we need to be aware of those. Those designs are A28, which has word Norge written at the top of the stamp and denominations on both sides, and a design which is similar to our design but has letter V in it. We've established before this design is A16, and this design was further issued in 3 different times. First two times it was issued, it was with the watermark, and the last time it was issued, it was without watermark. So first let's check the stamps for the watermark. So our first stamp did not show any watermark. So did the second stamp. There you can see there's no watermark visible whatsoever, and I don't see it with my eyes, and I don't see it on the monitor as well. There is only one unwatermarked issue for this design. It's 1940-1949 issue, and the 15 ore denomination comes at number 195 is minimum value, and our 25 ore denomination actually comes in 2 different colors: dark orange brown and scarlet. Scarlet is much redder, much brighter color. So this is I can even tell you from the screen here, through the camera, that this is not a scarlet stamp. It's a dark orange brown. So this is number 197, which is also has a minimum value. Both stamps have damage, especially the 25 stamp or stamp. Sorry, it has missing ink here, and the 15 ore stamp also has a missing ink here. So they're not good quality stamps. They're just gonna go into a penny bin. Here's another stamp from Norway. It's celebrating King Haakon the 7th, has denomination of 60 ors. This stamp has design 874 and it was issued 3 times. The first issue had a stamp with denomination of 60 ors and a matching color gray blue. So let's check the other 2 issues. Second issue doesn't have a 60 ors stamp, and the third issue doesn't have a 60 ors stamp. So our stamp was issued in 1950 and has the catalog number 316. It has a minimum value as well. The stamp looks pretty good on the front, has a nice cancel, doesn't obstruct the entire stamp. On the back, it also looks pretty good. I don't see any damage, any faults, so I would consider this a quality stamp. I do have this stamp in my personal collection. This is the copy I have, but the copy I have looks a little tired, looks a little more worn off, so it's still a nice copy. It's still a solid stamp. I don't see any damage on it, but the new copy looks a little fresher. Probably replace the old copy with the newer copy and sell this copy in my store. Our next stamp is from Peru, and this one's easy to identify, the country at least. It says Peru right there. Denomination 30 centavos or 0.3 sol. Design number 182, and it's from the series featuring government buildings. This is the Building Ministry of Public Health and Social Assistance. There are several printings of this design, 4 printings to be more specific. The printings can be identified by color, by watermark, and by imprint. An imprint is this small lettering below at the bottom of the stamp, which is represent the printer who printed the stamps. Two printing were made by Thomas de la Rue and Company. Another one was made by John S. Cheda and Zahn and Holland, and the third one has imprint of INA. I don't remember what INA stands for, but we can find out later. Our first, second and fourth printings were by Thomas de la Rue and has this Thomas de la Rue and Co. Ltd. Imprint at the bottom. The second printing has a 30 centavos denomination stamp, but it's different color. It's rose red. The first printing has 30 centavos in indigo, which is like really dark blue, and fourth printing has 30 centavos in dark blue, which is quite similar to that. So to differentiate between the two, we have to check for the watermark. The fourth printing has watermark 346, and first one doesn't have any watermark. So let's dip it in our watermark fluid. As you can see, or we cannot see any watermark, so this is an unwatermark printing. And then watermark printing is the printing of 1952-53, and the catalog number is 463. Actually, this stamp was printed in 1953 and has a minimum value as well. Let's check if the stamp's any good. It looks pretty good on the front, and I did not see any issue with it on the back when we watermarked this. So I think it's a pretty solid stamp. It's a good quality stamp. And I have a copy of this stamp in my personal collection. This is the copy I have, which is also a nice copy. I don't see any issues with that one. The cancel is a little heavier. It's not as nice as on the new copy, and it looks pretty good on the back. So what we're going to do, we're going to replace this stamp with this stamp in my collection, and we're going to send this stamp to the store. And the last stamp on this page, this stamp is from Poland. It has the denomination of 60 groschen, and this is airmail stamp. You see that Posta Lotnica? That means it's an airmail stamp, but you can also see this airplane right here, which is also sometimes depict airmail stamp. Again, this is the back of the book stamp, and it was only issued once and has a catalog number C35, and which has minimum value. So this stamp looks pretty nice from the front, and let's check the back of it. And also looks pretty good on the back, nice and clean, no faults, no damage. Cancels are pretty light, not obstructing the stamp, so it's a good quality stamp. I do have a copy in my personal collection, which is this one. The cancel on this one is a little heavier, so we're probably going to replace the stamp in my collection with this one and send this one to the store. Right, this is all I have for today. Not a bad haul. We got a number of stamps to add to our store inventory. We also had a few stamps I'm going to update my personal collection, and there was actually one stamp that I did not have that I'm going to add to my collection. So I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, they're all minimum value stamps, and in this sorting book I have right now, all those stamps probably going to be minimum value. They all came from an old album that was kind of falling apart, moldy, and I had to rescue the stamps, and I soaked them and I dried them, pressed them. Going through that album, I knew most of the stamps are minimum values. There were a few stamps there that I did not have and were a little interesting, so maybe we'll run into them on our next couple episodes. Thank you all for watching. See you next time.